Hi everyone, hope you guys are all having a great day. Today I'm going to do a quick video where I discuss the books that are left in the BookTube Prize. So I had the opportunity to judge rounds 1 and 2 of the BookTube Prize, but I will not be participating in the semifinal round or the final round. I have a lot of family coming in and then school starts, and I just don't think that I will be able to read to keep up with that kind of reading. So I just participated in the first 2 rounds. However, I am very interested in continuing to read some of the books that made it to the semifinals and then the books that will make it to the finals as well, because I just love seeing people's reaction to all of these different books. I haven't enjoyed most of the books that I've read, but that's more of a me problem. I struggle with new releases. I really want to give them some time to ferment and settle down a little bit before I decide to give it a try. So of the 12 books that I read for the previous 2 rounds, I probably only enjoyed 3 of them: Circe, Fruit of the Drunken Tree, and Washington Black. And wouldn't you know it, Circe didn't make it through to the next round. Which leaves me with a big question. What other books were in Group B that knocked Circe out of the running? So what I've done here is I have a list of all the books that are left, and I want to talk about the ones that I've read and the ones that I plan on reading because they're the ones that beat Circe. Okay, so these are the books that are left: The Silence of the Girls, There, Happiness, Fruit of the Drunken Tree, A Place for Us, A Ladder to the Sky, Washington Black, Fresh Water, An American Marriage, Where the Crawdads Sing, The Great Alone, and West. Okay, so of the books on that list, I have read The Silence of the Girls, which I did not like, Fruit of the Drunken Tree, which I really enjoyed, Washington Black, which I liked, Fresh Water, didn't like it, An American Marriage, it was good, and The Great Alone, which I really enjoyed. So I've read 6 of the books on this here list. Oh, my list, okay? Oh, you can't even see my list. Okay. I am not surprised at all that Silence of the Girls made it through, although I did think that Circe was a better story. I think it's interesting to compare those two because they're both Greek retellings. Silence of the Girls is a very it's a retelling of Troy, and it's very brash, and the storytelling is not super poetic, although you can't, I mean, Pep Barker is a good writer, I'm not denying her that, but her style is definitely less poetic than Madeline Miller's, and because of that, I enjoyed Madeline Miller's Circe much more. I loved her writing style, the story overall, the way that all of the different mythological figures were interwoven into her story. I understand the problems that people had with it overall, but I thought it was a great read, and it's actually one of my favorite books that I've read this year. The other ones that my 2 top 5 books so far are Circe and The Glass Castle. So that's it. And then so what that means is my only 5-star book this year didn't make it through to the next round. So let us then consider the books that knocked Circe out from Group B. That would be Fruit of the Drunken Tree, A Place for Us, and A Ladder to the Sky. Fruit of the Drunken Tree is about 2 girls in Colombia. One of them is from a fairly wealthy community, a fairly wealthy family, and the other girl is from the slums of Bogota. And it's about how their relationship grows and develops and influences each one of them as they grow up in this just drug torn country. And then how one of them ends up coming to America, and she's looking back on her experiences. I thought it was very well written, a great debut novel. I really enjoyed the second half very, very much. I thought it just took a great look at her childhood and had a wonderful perspective to share. A Place for Us, from my understanding, is also an immigrant story, and A Ladder to the Sky, I don't know anything about. So those are the 3 books that beat Circe out of this semifinal round, and I do want to read all 3 of those books before, definitely before October. when the final BookTube Prize announcement is released. There are two other books from the semifinal list that I'm interested in reading. That would be West and Where the Crawdads Sing. I have Where the Crawdads Sing on my shelf already, so I'll probably get to that one first. And I've just heard wonderful things about West, and so I do plan on reading that one as well. Two books that did not make it through to the semifinal round but are still on my radar are The Book of M, which is some sort of dystopian fantasy book that has to do with memories. Don't quote me on the fantasy thing, I may be misrepresenting it, but it does sound very interesting. And then the other one is a historical fiction book, The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. Now, I was originally really interested in that book because mermaids, I've never read a book about mermaids, so I was thinking it would have this fantastical element to it. But the more I heard from reviews, the less it was about the fantastical element and the more it was about the people who discovered it and what goes on with them. So that turned me off a little bit. But I have heard so many excellent reviews of this book from people who participated in the prize and just people in general who read the book. So I do want to give it a try before October, just so I can see, what all the hype is about. So there's that. So those are my thoughts on what is left of the BookTube Prize, the semi-final list. I would love to know what you guys think. Which of the books on this list have you read? Were there any books on the quarterfinal list that you think really should have made it through to the semifinals? And are you going to give any of these books a read? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.